Let's create an application on OpenShift. Click onto the applications page. We choose a cartridge to get started with. So let's take Tomcat here, and we'll make it an Xmas card manager. I already have a domain which I created when I set up my profile on OpenShift, and I say create application. Back on the applications page, I can see here is my Xmas card manager. When I'm in NetBeans, I will add OpenShift to the list of cloud providers. I will use the same username and password as I do when I'm logging into OpenShift in the browser, because the OpenShift authentication manager is used under the hood here. And we have here OpenShift by Red Hat. We can refresh, remove, and see the properties. And here, under the service node, we can also see that we have here a new node, OpenShift by Red Hat. This is the same way that things are set up for the Oracle Cloud and for Amazon and for other cloud providers. When we click on the expansion button here, you can see bottom right, please be patient retrieving your applications. Here is our Xmas Card Manager, and we can view it in the browser from here, so the actual application, or we can get the sources. Getting the sources means that the clone repository dialog pops up. We can see the get URL in the notification in the bottom right. Press Ctrl V here, because copied onto the clipboard is the full URL to the Git repository. We can now add our private public key here and then access our Git sources and check them out and work with them directly in NetBeans. Back in NetBeans, we can right click and we can choose View, browser opens, and the page is displayed. Here's the default page that you get when you start with OpenShift. And once you've checked out the sources, you can make your changes, check them back in, and immediately you can refresh the browser and you see your changes. Let's now look at creating an application inside NetBeans. So you could create your application as you saw in the browser on the OpenShift page, or you can do so inside NetBeans. So we can say thank you Node Manager, and we choose an embeddable cartridge, or we can choose here our one cartridge. So our starting point, there's always one cartridge that you use as a starting point. So you can see here that you can either select this one or that one. You can't select multiple cartridges. You can choose one cartridge, and then you can choose one or more embeddable cartridges depending on the profile that you have on OpenShift. So I'll just choose MongoDB and click Finish, and then the output window pops up and we can see what's happening. So the login credentials have been verified, the application is being created. In the progress bar, you can click on it and you can see the same message, and you need to wait a bit while the creation process takes place. Now we can see that our cartridge is being added, so the embedded cartridge MongoDB is being added to the application. And now the application has been created. So let's refresh the node, refresh, and expand it, and there we can see our second application together with MongoDB has been deployed, and we can view it inside NetBeans. And now, as with the other application, we can view it online, or we can get the sources and work with them inside NetBeans. So Ctrl V inside the repository URL field gives you the complete Git URL, and you can access it and then develop the application further inside NetBeans. That's it, support for OpenShift in NetBeans.